Some teams made good decisions on who to pick as their backup quarterback.
Oh, did they?
Is
that what they're saying now?
Yep,
is that because
Yep.
This is what I love about football and sports media and sports fans and all.
We all knew it.
The whole week, all I heard in New York, how fucking stupid are the fucking Jets? The fucking Jets are going with this guy, a backup quarterback? The fucking Jets are stupid. I'm talking like my Northeast friends up here. That's how they. That's all my Jets friends.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck are they thinking? We got a rookie quarterback. This is our backup this year. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Right now they want him to be the starter forever and take Joe Namath off the Ring of Honor, and let's put Mike White on there
because he is starting this week's edition thanks to Under Armour of Damn Okay.
Damn. I'm okay. Damn. I'm okay. Yeah, no, I mean, yes. I'm okay. The legal gambleizing. Oh, baby. I am Chris Simms. I'm okay. Damn. Okay.
All right, so it is Mike White. Damn, okay.
Damn.
First career start, Kristen, I think we have the numbers there. 37 of 45, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns. Did have a couple interceptions, so it went a while where he did not have a pass touch the ground. It was either throwing to his own team or the other team, which was quite an accomplishment.
Right.
But over 400 yards, second quarterback since at least 1950 with 400 or more pass yards in his first career game. Cam Newton was the other one. And after the game, Robert Saleh was asked, he's like, hey, could he be the long-term answer at quarterback for you guys? And so Robert Saleh had to answer that question after the game. And what did he say? He goes, we'll go day to day, but anything is possible.
Okay. Well, anything is possible. What is
going on with the Jets? Because he did, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike White in that game looked better than Zach Wilson has in his career so far.
Sure. I'm not going to say he didn't make any throws in the high level the way Zach Wilson has this year. I didn't look at one throw. If I took Zach Wilson's top 5 throws and Mike White's top 5 throws from yesterday, I would go, no, Zach Wilson's absolutely blow his away, okay? All right, first off, this is what I want to do more than anything. We got to give the Jets defense some love.
Okay.
I mean, you talked about the stupid fucking interceptions he threw. They only let up 3 points after that. One time they stopped them completely. No, I think the other time they got 7. Okay? Also, another time the Bengals had the ball down 1st and goal, I think on the 6-yard line. They held Cincinnati to a field goal, let alone the interception at the end to set up the short field when they tried to throw the screen to Jamar Chase. So the defense deserves a little credit here. You know, we didn't see Cincinnati go off yesterday like we've seen. They did some good things, but I want to give the defense some credit for giving Mike White and the offense the chance to do what they did. Now, Mike White and company, great job. Really was. Okay?
Uh-oh. It seems like there's a...
Well, you know where I'm going with this because you heard me a little bit before the show. Well, this is what I hate about football. This is what I hate about offensive coordinators and teams sometimes. First off, Mike White it was a dink and dunk fest yesterday. Dink and dunk. I didn't even know this, okay? I came in today because I knew we're going to talk about this game. And then, you and Pete are telling me a little bit what the New York sports media is talking about. That he's going to be the starter. He's the future. And I want to go, I never really saw him throw any ball. Everything was a dink and dunk. Everything was a check down. Everything. So then of course, Pete Demolitolitis
goes, I'll look it up. I'll look up the numbers. And so we did look it up.
Yeah, what was it?
All right, and you were right. We hate to admit
right,
this,
because I watch games and I know football, and every throw was fucking short and 4 yards.
So for Mike White in this game, 4.2 average depth of target, the 4th lowest of any starting quarterback in a game this season, behind Jimmy G, Jalen Hurts, and Geno Smith. So,
right. So the lowest of the week.
The lowest
of the week. 4th lowest of the year.
Correct.
Okay. What I first want to go is, what was Cincinnati defending? I just saw so many plays where I went, Cincinnati's going down the field like they're playing Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and I'm going, whoa, like what the fuck are you covering like that? Why do we have 7 guys 25 yards down the field? Like, what the hell? What the hell?
Yeah, you're getting heckled. You're getting heckled here in your own building.
Yeah. But either way, so he does that, right? And then, but here's my other thing that is my pet peeve.
Yeah.
And anybody that's been listening to my podcast for the last 4 or 5 years, backup quarterback gets in. he's not very good. He doesn't got talent. So we got to find a million ways to do it for him. We got to help him. We got to help him. We got to come up with a million ways because he can't do some of the things Zach Wilson does. Because when Zach Wilson's in there, we just send two guys out in a route and say, throw a laser 40 yards down the field. He's talented, so he can do it. So let's not give him any help any other way. But they give that to the backup quarterback. It's a pet peeve of mine that I see constantly. You know that. This is probably at least the third or fourth time in our relationship you've heard me say this.
Yep.
It's annoying. So there they go and come out with a different offensive approach. And I go, well, the whole world and the whole perception around Zach Wilson would be different if you had some of these plays to help him out a little bit. Instead of every play being, hey, play action pass. Hey, Zach, can you throw a 30-yard laser on an out route into tight coverage? And we haven't run the ball that well today. Like, oh, no problem, coach. So that's where I go. And what I want to just say is shut up, everybody. Mike White's not the answer, nor will he ever be. I'm just saying it. I don't mean to disrespect him. It was a great job by him yesterday. Now he solidifies himself as a backup. But, like, the way they won that game yesterday is not realistic, and it will not work in the future. And defenses will start to figure out and go, wait, if we take away the 4-yard dink route, then they're going to have trouble. And I don't know what the took Cincinnati so long to figure that out yesterday, but nonetheless, that to me was more of the thing we should be talking about than anything else.
Yeah, so blame Cincinnati for not covering Michael Carter, perhaps out of the backfield, because he was targeted 14 times in the past game. This is a little victory lap for you because you were very high on Michael Carter.
I love Michael Carter.
Coming out of the draft.
Yeah.
You were higher on him than most other people. You had him ranked ahead as UNC teammate Javonte Williams, where a lot of other people had it the other way around.
Yeah, it is close. Javonte's been impressive.
And Carter went off in this game, though. 77 yards on the ground and 15 carries, the 9 catches in the past game, 95 yards. Do you think that's something that he can do consistently?
This is why I liked him. To me, he translates to the modern-day NFL because of these stats. Now, again, hey, everybody out there who thinks Mike White's the future. Michael Carter, 9 receptions, 95 yards. Now, Michael Carter wasn't going down the field and running 20-yard outs or in cuts, just so everybody knows. He was catching checkdowns or a designed play to catch the ball at 4 yards and then run after it. Jamison Crowder, slot receiver. All he did was run 4- and 5-yard routes, and they threw him the ball. Oh, after that, who's the next leading receiver on their list? Ty Johnson. Oh, another running back to throw checkdowns and short passes to? Whoa, okay. And then you have Elijah Moore. Then you have Elijah Moore and a receiver that finally jumps onto the scene. So that just tells you right there. I mean, again, the game plan, I don't know what Cincinnati was doing, but I'm mad at the Jets coaches to go, what are you doing? I know that Mike White's a little more of a veteran and, of course, can maybe handle a little more offense than a guy like Zach Wilson, a rookie.
Right.
But still, those plays weren't reinventing the wheel. That, to me, just showed a flaw in the Jets' offensive coaching staff to go, you should have already had this infused in your offense, and you wouldn't be sitting here at 1-5 going into the Bengals game. It'd be a different year. So there's my 2 cents about that. You like that?
Full credit to Anthony Rufos, who tweeted us about the whole Mike White versus Zach Wilson controversy and what the New York media is making of that, and also about Michael Carter, who you were very high on. So, Anthony Rufos, thank you for both of those questions, helping us get through this game. One thing on Cincinnati.
What else? So he said he's talking about the New York man. Anything can happen when asked. Okay, I think that's crazy, but what do you think of what do the tea leaves say? I like it, Anthony. You the man. Yeah. Yes. Well, I gave you the tea leaves right there in a harsh way.
What do you make of these
Certainly
tea
wasn't
leaves?
Personal towards you. I hope you know what I was saying there. I think he will.
We've read between them. Last thing on this game, though, and you might look at the final score and be like, wow, this is a terrible result for Cincinnati. They had so many chances to win this game. They were up by 10 before the half.
Thank you.
They were up by 11 with 7 minutes to go. It's like they should have won that game.
No doubt about it.
I don't quite understand how they didn't when you look back at it. But so I don't think it's one of those like, wow, that was a fall-on-your-face performance for the Bengals. It's like they should have won that game.
They had many opportunities to kind of close it off. You're right, exactly right. Put them away. They didn't. Hey, listen, this is the typical case of one team got their ass whooped and embarrassed, and somebody ran the score up on them. Bill Belichick and the Patriots did to the Jets. So all week, they were on edge. And think about this, too. Cincinnati was puffing out their chest. We beat Baltimore. We're real. I mean, again, it's the NFL. 2 or 3 mistakes, the worst team and the best team in football all of a sudden get real equal. And when you blow opportunities and don't score when you have 1st and goal from the 1, and then have another time with that offense to get 1st and goal on the 6 and only kick field goals in big moments of the game, yes. So the Jets did a good job of taking away some big plays that we've seen from Cincinnati and Jamar Chase, right? We never saw Jamar Chase go off in the game,
first
really.
Time this
right?
year.
And then they made a few plays on the defensive side of the ball. And, I give the Jets a lot of credit, certainly, but like the Mike White conversation, please.
What about the Trevor Siemian conversation? You want to have that? How he is and outdueled the great Tom Brady and is now better than him. So the Saints defeat the Buccaneers.
He's the real GOAT.
36-27. He's now the new real GOAT. He was playing in this game because Jameis Winston unfortunately got hurt, gruesome injury.
Yeah,
I mean, it just sucks to see.
Unfortunate.
This I was happy to see after the game though, and I think we have video of it because the Saints are dancing and loving this in the locker room. And there's Jameis Winston.
He ain't going to be too down. That's what I like about Jameis. He's like, screw that. Okay, I got a knee brace on, but I'm still going to have fun with the team.
With crutches. And that right there, I was like, you know what? I really like Jameis Winston.
A lot of people do.
A lot
of people do.
He's got a confident, quirky personality, but clearly part of the team there, and he's not sulking after getting knocked out of that game. He's dancing with the team with his crutches on.
Yep.
And he's the poster child for getting ridiculed for dumb decisions. Oh, that looks like Jameis Winston out there. But he's got a ton of talent, so hopefully he can get back. I mean, obviously it seems like
it's
serious, significant injury. But hopefully he can come back at some point and get back in the NFL and take over a team again. But the Saints didn't need that in this game. They beat Tampa Bay without their starting quarterback for most of this game. 36-27 was the final score. Now, Siemian, 159 yards, a touchdown. But with those numbers, you're like, okay, so they just could not win that game. They had the lead. They gave it up late. Tom Brady coughed it away. I mean, it's one of those head-scratching games where if you didn't watch it and see it develop, you wouldn't believe that it happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, you had two pretty bad interceptions, right? Got the strip sack fumble when he was hit and thrown. I mean, you don't see Brady make those mistakes a lot,
right?
But hey, this came back to the same old thing we like. And again, this is the only flaw in Tom Brady's game, in my opinion, right now at this point of his career. I mean, and we know he can't scramble or make plays off schedule that way, but from the get-go, he was jumpy in this game. And that's because the Saints are one of the few teams in football that can overpower a little bit the Buccaneers' offensive line.
Is that what it is?
That's, to me, what it comes down to. They have a defensive line that can get pressure on Brady without being too over blitzy, right? They have a defensive line that can slow down Fournette and company and not be overpowered and still play, we're going to play pass defense. We're going to put a lot of pressure on our front seven. They can slow down this run game and not bludgeon us like they do other teams, because that's where Tampa's shown another level of football, ass-kickingness this year, is where they can just go, oh, you're playing pass defense. Well, we'll just smash it down your throat. We'll be patient with the run game. And are you going to 8 yards, 10 yards and take that? At some point, defenses go, damn, we can't. They're just going to keep going down the field, and then they crush you with all their other stuff. The Saints don't have to do that. They're well coached, as far as creativity. They got size and physicality on their D-line. They're deep on the D-line, so they can send waves of people. And then the last piece of this puzzle is why they beat Brady, or why they give the Bucs trouble. They have good cover guys. So therefore, too, they can we're going to play man-to-man and have our safeties come down and play this route, and this safety's going to play this route or double this guy, right? Does that make sense what I'm trying to explain there?
Right.
Lattimore can match up with Evans. He's been extremely good covering him his whole career. And then you talk about Paulson Adebo, who was one of my top rookies, as cover corner. P.J. Williams, a good cover player. Bradley Roby being added to the mix. And, Gardner Johnson, let alone with pretty good safeties, and 43 and Jenkins, and you go, well, damn, that defense got some talent. They got physicality, cover guys, and scheme, and that's why they give the Buccaneers some issues.
So I don't know if we've looked at it, the graphic of Tom Brady versus the Saints, and then everyone else. 1-3
it's crazy.
Versus the Saints now in the last 2 seasons with Tampa Bay, 20-4 versus everyone else. And Andrew Stroman kind of asked the question that you just answered, but is there anything that other teams can take away here, or do you need that personnel that New Orleans has?
Well, to me, we've only seen two teams really be able to do it so far that jump out to me, just right off the top of my head, at least this year, all right? And that is the Rams and Saints. The Rams, I didn't know if they could do it because the Rams are not necessarily big like the Saints are up front, but their speed gave the Bucs issues. The Saints are one of the few size teams that seems to still be able to go, wait, usually Bucs offensive line, you're good against size people, but we're just sizier than you, and we're going to move you. Like, that's a new word.
You just invented that one.
Just invented
Sizier.
Sizier.
I think that's a good one. That could stick.
But I think that's what I look at more than anything. Again, like the Patriots tried this formula a few weeks ago. They're just not quite as talented up front, so they couldn't pressure Brady, right? But they tried to do the same type of play. Like, we're going to play pass defense. We're going to put a little pressure on our D-line to slow down the run game. But they couldn't slow it down enough. They're not as good as that Saints front to slow it down quite the way the Saints could. The Saints got it into a game of, like, Bruce Arians and Leftwich were basically like, screw the run game. We're not going to be able to run it on these guys today. And it became an all-pass game, and now Dennis Allen gets to be creative, and their D-line gets to tee off a little bit.
Buccaneers go down. New Orleans does it again to them. They get the victory there. And it was another backup quarterback in our game of the week, Sunday night football, Cowboys versus Vikings. No Dak Prescott. He was on the sideline in a very tall hat. It was like Tom Amansky and that, Fred McGriff, in
the old what was that
baseball
called?
Video. Yeah, Tom Amansky's.
I know, but what was it called? I know that was great. Yeah, and Fred McGriff never could put the hat on his head. You were
just
like,
sitting on his head, barely sitting on his head, with very tall.
Teach kids the skills of baseball. What the hell was that called?
Tom Amansky, the school.
I know it was Tom Amansky, but
baseball skills video.
Yeah, there was some other name to it though. But good job. That was our age group, right?
That was
there.
right. And I mean, Fred looked and he pointed at you, and he was like, "You need to learn the basics.
You need to learn how to swing a bat,
and you can play like me for as many years as I did."
Yeah.
But with Dak on the sideline, looking like Fred McGriff, Cooper Rush came in the game. And Jake Cood 13 says, damn okay for the Dallas Cowboys. Win without Dak. Win off the arm of Cooper Rush, who throws for 325, and the defense holding Minnesota to 278 total yards.
Yeah.
1 for 13 on third downs. Jake Cood, good job of summing up this game, because that was basically it.
That was it, Jake Cood. Jake Cood 13, you killed it right there. I mean, listen, I think the first thing he says there that we got is the defense. The defense is what I'd like to go to more than anything. Yeah, I mean, I know Cooper Rush was real good. I get that. But the defense being able to slow down Dalvin Cook in that running game, and then, man, anytime I looked up, again, Minnesota's offense is not reinventing the wheel in creative schematics. So when they can't run the ball, their bootleg play action game, which is also pretty basic too, is just not good enough to stand on its own. And, again, I got to watch the film, but I can just tell you, because it's an NBC game, and we're sitting here in NBC studios, and I can see the Sky Cam and the regular cam. I can watch it all, and I'm just telling you, there wasn't people open. It wasn't like Kirk Cousins was dropping back, and I was sitting there going, wow, he's playing poor. He's missing people. Dallas's defense just continues to get better and better. Randy freaking Gregory. I mean, wow, does he pop a lot. Their defensive tackle plays good. Micah Parsons is insane. Vander Esch, of course, just athletic as he is, he was perfect for this game. Oh, it's zone. It's outside zone with Dalvin Cook. Oh, no, it's not. They're running the bootlegs. Let me run back and stop the crosser who's running behind me. And he was there to do that. So they were really well coached and schooled up on how to play Minnesota. They won the physical battle on that side of the ball. And then when you switch over to the other side of the ball with Dallas's offense, and this is where I'm mad. I picked Dallas to win the game, and then when Dak was out, I went, I'm going to take Minnesota to win a close one. I thought they'd maybe win by, field goal, whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing, and to me, the biggest aspect of the game is Minnesota had to overplay the run game of Dallas so hard that they knew they were so overmatched that they didn't find ways to cheat 8 and 9 guys down in the box that they were going to get smashed, that it just, again, I'm not trying to take away from Cooper Rush. Just go back and watch the highlights of the game for the most part. I mean, the plays they couldn't be more basic. It was like, hey, Johnny, go down there and run a 12-yard button hook. And it's like, well, it's man-to-man on a crappy corner, and they can't cover CD and Amari Cooper.
First of all, my name is Amari, I don't know where
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the plays were as basic as it gets. I give him credit for being tough, overcoming some adversity. Of course, the clutchness in the last drive. But they just said, wait, we'll run the ball enough just to continue to get them to be playing man-to-man. And those corners out there in Minnesota, their secondary is not good in Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's so not a good run defense. And then no good. So there you go. And this is, if you're watching on YouTube
or Peacock,
look at the pass chart. It explains my point. It's just like, wait, they didn't throw the ball in the middle of the field, right? And again, this is where I think a lot of teams mess up with like rookie quarterbacks or backup quarterbacks. Throwing down the middle of the field is disaster area. If you can run the ball and you got one-on-one matchups, this makes it real clean and easy.
Yeah.
And he just played CD's better than Breedlin. Amari Cooper's better than Dantzler. CD's better than Dantzler. Amari's better than Breedlin. I'll just throw to them. Curl route, slant route, little out route. I mean, that's all it was. But to me, that's really what dictated the game, and good job by Cooper Rush and just hanging in there, especially after a bad interception early and, getting killed on that strip sack fumble. The way to hang in there and come out and win the football game. Dallas is real. I don't know what else to say to anybody.
Yeah.
People keep going, how good is Dallas? I go, Dallas can win the Super Bowl. They are one of the best teams in football. As good as that offense is, and the defense continues to go in the right direction, and DeMarcus Lawrence isn't back yet, so watch out when he's back. And if they can get their other rookie corner who they drafted in the second round, Joseph from Kentucky, they get him playing in two to add one more body in the secondary, sure. I'd say watch out. But Dallas is the real deal. They can compete with all the big boys in football. There's no doubt about that.
Staying on the defensive side, and we talked about the rookie quarterbacks, and maybe Mac Jones is the most impressive so far, even though he doesn't have the wow factor.
Yeah.
Not that they've played poorly, but a lot of those quarterbacks are in tough situations, and so maybe they haven't been the most impressive.
Right.
Micah Parsons on the defensive side, he had a game-high 11 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, quarterback hit, 2 quarterback pressures. Has he been the best rookie player, period?
You're right. I thought about this the other day, just as I was kind of sitting around bullshitting and watching football stuff.
Jamar Chase has been good.
That to me that's the conversation. I think that it's just right there. Am I missing anybody else, Pete, that's in that category?
Penei Sewell's been up and down.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, he's not going to be in that category. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else we're missing that's been kind of that freak show. I don't think so. Patrick Surtain's been phenomenal in Denver. Pete says that. There's no doubt he has been really good, definitely. But no, I think these two stand above the rest. Michael Parsons is like, forget rookie of the year, whatever. I mean, Michael Parsons is one of the best defensive players in football already. Period. Like it's period. Like, he's in the conversation for one of the best linebackers in the game. What he did earlier in the year at defense end. Yeah, so to me, him and Jamar Chase have clearly dominated the rookie conversation.
Yeah, big win for Dallas in a game that gave us a wheel of fortune before and after. You know that. You're familiar with that, right? Yeah. It's like before and after. So we got Amari Cooper, Rush. Amari Cooper and then Cooper Rush. It's the first time in NFL history you've had a TD where the passer's first name is an exact match to the receiver's last name. But this is even crazier.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Buckle up. The Dallas Cowboys also have the only pass touchdown where the passer's last name and the receiver's first name were an exact match as well. So they have like the opposite, but they have the only one of those either. And that came in Week 11 of last year, Andy Dalton to Dalton Schultz. How crazy is that?
That is crazy.
Whoever looked that up from NFL research is, I mean, I don't know who thought of that.
Dive.
That's a deep dive.
That is a deep dive.
And to go
I
in
was
there,
so messed up with the Cooper stuff last night on the Peacock show after.
Yeah.
Because we had a package of Cooper Cup coming on as well later in the show.
Yeah.
I called Cooper Rush like Cooper Cup twice early on in the show.
Yeah.
And it
Easy
really
to
pissed
do.
me off.
Yeah.
It really pissed me off. It was a low quarterback rating for me.
You right off the top of the show. You don't like to make that mistake.
It wasn't like at the top, but it was like a little like 5 minutes in. Now we're getting into conversations, and I called Cooper Rush Cooper Cup twice. Really pissed me off.
Cooper's becoming it's my son's name. Very popular.
I know it is.
Now it's my son. At first I thought I was giving my son like a original kind of newish name.
Yeah.
Now it's everywhere.
I see. I do see it a lot, and I can't wait till your kid plays sports because we can go cool.
Right, and call him Cooper Cup maybe if he has a big game. All right, so that's a big win for the Dallas Cowboys. And another backup quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Got a victory. This one, not as impressive because it did come against the Jacksonville Jaguars, but still 31-7. Some good things for Geno Smith. Only 4 incomplete passes the entire game, 20 of 24, 195 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 pass, 1 rush, no interceptions, completed his first 14 passes. So and I watched you on the Peacock show.
Yeah.
Seattle identified that Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf are pretty good.
Whoa.
And they should feed them.
I mean, did I have fun with that last week or not?
Yeah.
I mean, again, that to me was like, that's the theme of the game. I mean, they're the 2 best players on your team. And it's like they've phased them off the team the last few weeks since Geno came the starter. Like, all right, let's make it harder on us. We got a backup in, and now we're going to be even more conservative and not give the ball to the best players on our team. That's how we think we'll win. It made no sense to me. So that to me from get-go yesterday just looked like their point of emphasis to be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive side of the ball and get those 2 guys the football. Yes. And that's all it took. Again, it was a Jaguars team that just is overwhelmed. That's kind of the way I thought it would play out a little bit. I thought Seattle would win the game just because, again, it's not easy to play there. Seattle's defense, even though not great, does a lot of different stuff. So if you're a young quarterback, it's a little annoying and can be flustering that way. Of course, they're pissed off and in a desperate situation, Seattle, so that adds to that too. And, yes, I mean, Trevor Lawrence, the offense, Jacksonville, they seem completely overwhelmed almost from the get-go in this football game. And Seattle took a hold of the game early on, and it was one of those where it's like, wait, you dominated, and you're up 17-0, and look, you've taken advantage of it, and now they have to play a game they don't want to play.
No.
Seattle didn't have to worry about run defense at all in the second half. They got to play all their crazy drop out. We got 7 guys in the line of scrimmage. We're all dropping out and playing pass coverage, and it played right into their hands, and good job, good victory for them. Good job by Geno Smith.
Yeah, it hurt Jacksonville that they lost James Robinson early in the game, into the first quarter.
Yeah, that was big. What was it?
Like a foot heel, some sort of a heel injury.
Is that what it was?
We'll have to. I haven't seen anything up. There might be something out now as you're listening to this podcast. But Hawk Astrologer says, love the pod, Chris and Ahmed. Did you see enough to have any new hope for the Seahawks playoff chances here? I can't tell how much we beat the Jags versus how much they beat themselves.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, again, I think it was a good win. And I said earlier in the week, I don't think it was like necessarily. I thought Jacksonville was every bit as talented as Seattle. Now
you still think that? Less so
maybe
now.
less so. But I don't think it's far off. Again, talent doesn't mean you're NFL ready, battle tested, know how to handle situations on the road. That's 2 different stories. Again, that's 2 different stories. So, as much as it was a butt whooping there, yeah, everything was going right, and it was still 14-0 with 20 seconds left in the first half. It wasn't like it was like, oh my gosh, they're clearly more talented and dominating them. But I do have hope from this standpoint. I mean, if they can just weather the storm a little bit, continue to find the 2 receivers and get them the ball. Their defense did show last year that it can improve as the year goes on, and they can become more sound. They're going to have to kind of find that kind of magic once again, and if they cannot be totally out of this by the time Russell Wilson get back, yeah, I give them a fighting chance. I don't really think they're a playoff team this year. I know I've said that before, but I'm not going to count out Pete Carroll and company in the way a lot of those players, the DNA they have up there, I do love that about them. They fight. They're ready to always fight. They play hard as hell, and I respect that about them.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.